Hey everyone, my name is Cirque and welcome back to another episode here on the Decidedly Vanilla server. I hope you enjoyed our time lapse here of our Bonemeal building. I'm not sure what I'm gonna call this yet. If you have any suggestions, let me know. I can't think of anything clever like the greenhouse or the inkwell. But yeah, we have our Bonemeal producing factory, our skeleton farm all skinned out. I think it looks fantastic. It was really fun to do another build in the design of the dye shop, the Dynasium back at spawn. Yeah, the idea was that, you know, that the people who built that came from here, but over there it's a lot more brown. It uses some brown clays and a little bit more of like the dark oak wood in places instead of using the sandstone. Sort of like they used local resources to build it, whereas here we have some more of the sandstone kind of mixed into the build. I really love this this canopy type roof that we have on here, using the white since this is the Bonemeal building, going with a white theme. This weird little tower on the side. I don't know what it's for, but it adds a little bit of height to the building. I mean, we already have the big tower, but otherwise it'd just be flat and boring over there. But yeah, I'm really happy with this build. Super proud of how it turned out. I also like, with the white, we were able to use snow layers to kind of contour the roof. I think that gives it some nice shape. Sadly, we won't be able to do that in other buildings because I do plan on having more buildings like this scattered around. It'll be kind of the predominant building design around here, each with their own like color theme, different colored roofs. But with other colors, we don't have the snow layers or even slabs really. So that's going to be kind of sad. It might make this one look a little out of place with it being slightly more contoured than the other roofs, but we'll deal with that when we get to it if we feel the need to. So the outside's all done except for I need to put some windows in here. Let's make some glass panes. We're gonna put a pane there, and then just a couple of blocks here. And then we can move to the inside. The inside still needs to be done and decorated. Gotta fix up this roof because right now it's just a big mess in here. Let's grab, first off, I wanna put some pressure plates by the front entrance. So let's get 4 of those. I'll put those down here. I'll probably change the block underneath them. I haven't quite decided how I want to build this up, but I figured we just need to get started on it. So that way it makes it a little bit easier to get in and out there. And I guess we'll start on the staircase. Let's grab some sandstone. Get some of that, and some stairs. Oh, we're going to need some logs as well. Let's grab our wood shulker box. Grab some dark oak logs. Then we can bring the logs up there, and I think we'll go right there. And let's put maybe a sandstone right there for now and do that. And then we do have some of the sandstone kind of sticking out from the outside, so we might have to use that a little bit on the staircase. I think that's fine. So maybe we'll line the bottom here with the smooth sandstone. Maybe do that with the top as well. Oops. There's still tons of floating sand around here. It's kind of annoying, but it's fine. We're dealing with it. So we could do something like that. And then, I don't know if we want to maybe play around with some stairs. Add some interesting depth. Play around with that here. So here we have the staircase down. It's a little bit more uniform down here at the bottom with the design. Up here it kind of gets weird just because that is the outside of the building there. And then we need like white up there because you can see it back in there, and I didn't want to change those blocks. One other thing I want to do with this is I want to be able to see into this tower a bit more. So we're going to put some glass in here, but before we do that, let's get rid of that and put a sign there. And then we'll have to do the same over here. Let's get rid of that and put a sign there. And then we might as well replace those with glass right now. There we go. Let's get the glass on our offhand so we can replace it right away. Don't have water spilling out everywhere. And let's replace that block as well. And that block. And that all should be fine. Is that white? It is white under there. It's just the reflection with the shaders makes it look like sandstone there. Alright, so we got glass going there. That's nice. And then back here we can do the same. Let's start by just changing that one and that one. Why is there water there? What's going on there? It's like we're missing a sign. Oh, because I just broke the sign, didn't I? Ugh. Let's fix that. So let's get a sign in our hotbar. Yeah, now he's just floating there. Sign, there we go. Alright. That's fixed. Do we want more glass? I feel like we do want more glass. Up to there. Let's get our other pickaxe here. Get our glass back in our offhand and replace that once the skeleton moves. There we go. And there we go. And then we can replace some of this as well. See what that looks like. Yeah. I think that could work. Then you can see them falling through there. That dark oak looks a little strange, but I do want to keep that dark oak there. Unless... no, I think I want to keep it. I was thinking maybe we could put a like quartz stair right there, covering up that block. But I think we want to keep that, so that's fine. We'll be able to see in there and see that. That'll be alright. So we have all that. I think that might be as high as we go there. I might even turn that into glass. I don't know if we have to though, because I'm not sure how much of this over here you're going to actually see. I might block this off right here. Do something like that. And I was thinking of putting like a closet here or something, because you can actually get back here and get all the way into here. There's quite a bit of space. So it'd be kind of a nice little broom closet maybe off to the side. Could be something. All right. Well, this is looking a little bit better. I cleaned up some of the craziness of the roof. It's still a little crazy all over the place, but it has a bit more pattern to it, a bit more uniformness to it, a bit more design to it, I suppose. So now we need to get the floor in. I went back to the Dynasium to see what I did there, and I just did like a slightly different color than the roof. The roof there was, I think, purple concrete and blue terracotta, so another like purpley block. And for the floor, I did like a magenta type colors. So what we're going to do here is just kind of a lighter gray. I think the main block we're going to do is some cyan, or not cyan, some light gray concrete, which we do use in the roof. So we'll get that in here, and then I'm just going to kind of randomly put in some cyan terracotta, because it just has a slightly darker gray color to it. It'll also add a slightly different texture here to the floor. So we'll do something along these lines here. I think that will look pretty good. Also, when I went back, I realized I didn't have that. I had this weird like triangle thing, dome, pyramid. I don't know what you'd call the shape. Maybe a bell shape. Hi, how are you? But yeah, I had like a bell shape up on that tower, and I realized that was actually the original design, and I later changed it to something more along the lines of this. So I changed that over here as well. So that's a little bit more consistent with the style. But anyways, let's get this floor all put in place. And the floor is in. I think that is looking very nice. One last thing to do is just to add some lighting in here. And we're going to do that with some glowstone. Take out these torches. And how does that look? Not too bad. What if we do another one? That would look weird if we put another one right there. What if we do right over here, though? Do some stuff like that. Maybe some on here as well. It really cramps up this side. I think we need to take this one out. But I think that one can stay. That's not bad. Take that one out. How are we doing for lighting? I think that's all the torches gone. It looks pretty bright, although it is also daytime outside. Oh, that goes all the way up. We should probably do something about that. Maybe just take some white concrete and put it there. That'll work. And I think that's it. I think that's the final touches. Might be a little bit dark in this corner, but there's really not enough space to put a glowstone over there, so I think it will be fine. So let's take one last look around this place, and oh yeah, oh baby, I like it. I like it a lot. This looks really cool. It's very short here and very nice and round. It kind of has this this sort of tent type feel, which I think really works out here. Looks like I need to get some sand and fill in some of this. Where do I have some sand? Is there some in here? Yeah. Just fill in that a little bit, get rid of all that. All right, now let's take a look inside. Hop in the front door. Got a nice big entrance here. Got all of our dye storage over here. We got our flowers. We can bone meal those up super quickly. We got our tower over there, a little broom closet back that way. Go down the stairs into the dark basement, and you have the water tower. Skeletons are swimming up, making their way. For some reason, the water's just not rendering sometimes. There we go. And then they fall down here. And down here we have our spawner in there. Obviously, like I said, they float up that way, fall down over here. There are some kind of gathered in here. We can murder them real quick. Their items all get transported over here, getting lots of bone meal, lots of arrows, tons of arrows, holy crap. Lots of armor and bows. Oh, it looks like we dropped some stuff in there. And then we have a little mini bone meal farm if we want to bone meal some crops, and some storage for that. We can turn this thing on and off with a button. I'm liking it. Oh, I love it. Very nice. I think this is my favorite build out here so far. Well, I guess it's probably my favorite just because it's the newest. And there's like a lot to it. I think the squid farm is pretty awesome. Like, it's a huge build, but it's all pretty much just the same thing over and over again, spiraling down. Whereas this is fairly unique, and this kind of the skeleton farm here sort of gives us a picture of what this place is going to look like once we get some more buildings built up out here. I think I'm liking it a lot. It's gonna be pretty cool. Now that we're starting to get some buildings built up in here, we really need to figure out what this place is going to look like. Right now it's just desert. It's just sand everywhere. And we need to figure out what the ground's gonna look like, what we're gonna use for paths, how we're going to decorate up the place, you know, where we're gonna put the roads. Because one thing is, I like using the sandstone here, but it blends in a lot with the surrounding area. You know, it doesn't pop out. Originally I did have this, the railing here was sandstone, and I did change it to dark oak so that this well does pop out a bit, but even still, like, I'd rather not have this whole thing be sand around here. I think sand is going to be kind of saved for the undeveloped areas, basically. So we need to figure out how we're going to decorate this place up, and I have a few ideas of what we could do, a few different building materials. So let's just dig out an area here, dig out kind of a rough shape of a road going over to here, and we can test out a couple different materials that we could use. So one of them is, let's grab this. One of them is, of course, we could use like stones. We could use grays, stones, cobblestone, gravel, stuff like that. And that would look something like this. We could even mix in, if we wanted to go with grays, and maybe make it a little bit more organic, I guess. Less, like, I guess less structured, less stone-like. We could even mix in some of the concrete powders, some grays and light gray concrete powder would be pretty nice. But yeah, we could do something like this with the gray. I guess this is just kind of to see what the color would look like here if we went with something like that, how that would work against the sand background. So there's an option. We could definitely do something like that. And we could make it, you know, less, we could make it more uniform. We could put in some stone brick, maybe even stone slabs, get a little bit of a highlight color in there. Or we could do less structured and put more of the concrete powders, more of the gravel, maybe even mix in some dirt, have like dirty roads. But speaking of dirt, another option we could do is dirt. We could mix in some dirt, maybe a little bit of gravel. Again, we could use like brown concrete powder, just a brown sand in there. So let's try some of that. We could even use some podzol in here, just make a nice brown path. Again, these aren't quite the building materials I could use. Like there are plenty others, like the brown concrete powder. We could use some brown concretes or brown terracotta, just any sort of brown blocks basically. But this is just sort of an idea of the color that I do not like. I don't think it's dark enough. I think here we really would need some more brownish colors. I don't know if coarse dirt would look any better. If we mix that in here, it doesn't really have too much of a different look to it. But we could do dirt. You know, if dirt is definitely an option here. Another option is to spread some grass around here. We could make this place look a little bit more alive, and replace a lot of the ground around these buildings with grass and like actual plant life. Maybe make this a bit more of an oasis type area. We could even, if we wanted, one idea I had was to have some sort of waterfall up on that mountain and have a river, or maybe even just a canal kind of going through this whole area. We could even have kind of canals offshooting, sort of hydrating this area, making it slightly more livable, less of a dry, you know, dead area. I think that would be kind of interesting. But if we did that, we could use some more of the some of the grass. We could mix in some dirt in here, even use some get out of here. All right, break that. Even use some of the path blocks here. Once I get this, we could go in here and use some path blocks. In my texture pack, path blocks are pretty brown. In vanilla, they're going to be a lot lighter, kind of a lighter tan color. But we could definitely play around with that. Even doing maybe, let's see, do I have dirt on me yet? Let's grab some dirt. We could even do a mixture of like the path blocks. Actually, let's dig it up with my shovel so I can keep the grass. Kind of going through way too much here. But we could mix in some other brown blocks, the dirt, brown concrete powder, even just brown concretes, like I said before, and maybe have the grass sort of to the outside. So we have these dirty, you know, walked over paths that have been kind of ground down to the dirt, but still have grass along the outside. You know, to give this place a little bit more life and give it a bit more color too, so it's not just tan and brown. And in fact, I think that might be where we lean towards. I think we do want to include some grass around here. It's definitely a duller grass. It's a duller green, but it's not too bad. And I think if we had that more to along the outside of the path, maybe along the sides of the buildings, mix in some grass in here, and then for the actual path, we do a dirty brown path with, you know, some podzol, brown concrete powder. Maybe even we could use planks, either spruce or dark oak. I think that could look pretty nice. Well, this is just a small section, but I think this is what we're going to go with. I think this is going to be the idea. We're going to go with a dirty path here. I got some coarse dirt, a little bit of dirt, the brown concrete powder, brown concrete, a little bit of podzol, and some path blocks. I think that works pretty nice. Maybe I'll switch it up a little bit. We could include some of the different terracottas. There's lots of good browns in there. I'm not entirely sure. But for right now, I'm pretty happy with this. And then we're going to go with some grass around the area, make this place a little bit more lively. And I do want to incorporate the whole canal idea. I think that will add a lot to this area, and it will make the green grass make more sense, a bit more plausible. So I'm thinking we'll have a waterfall coming down right here where this sandstone is stacked up. Have a big waterfall coming down there, build up this area over here, and then we'll have canals bringing that water to the ocean over there. I think we'll have like one or maybe two main canals going through the city and over to the ocean, and then we'll have branches coming off of that. I'd like to have almost like a moat around the central part, right where Carl is here, because this is where this is like our town center, where we're gonna have like a big market area. So it'd be nice to have like little moats going around that, and then I'll have to figure out how they make it, you know, past these buildings and over there. But the idea is that the ground next to the moat is going to be grass, and as you, whoops, didn't mean to do that. As you get farther away, you're going to get, you know, the ground's going to get drier. It might turn into dirt and then eventually into sand, and we'll try and have a sort of gradient. I think that would look pretty interesting. But that's going to take a lot of work, a lot of planning. Maybe we'll start getting that figured out next episode, or maybe we'll finally get onto this palace and try and get this built up, because I'm sick of looking at this weird shell, this skeleton. I really want to get that kind of finished up so we can get working on the interior. But anyways, I hope you guys have enjoyed another episode here on Decidedly Vanilla. Things are taking shape around here, around Rangin Shahar. I'm pretty excited. I'm starting to get some ideas flowing for this area instead of just like individual builds. I'm starting to get a better picture of what this place is going to look like. So leave a like down below if you enjoyed the video. Make sure to leave a comment telling me your thoughts, any questions you have, and we'll see you next time. Goodbye, folks.